Hey everyone, welcome back to Midwest Microbrew. Today we're taking a trip to Central City, Iowa to visit a brewery that proves that you don't need a massive city to build a massive reputation. Today I'm sitting down with Scott Whitson, the co-founder of BIT Brewery, and today we're talking about their famous wood-fired pizzas, the theme of threes that runs through everything that they do, and their unique approach to brewing. Scott shares the story about their historic building and why they chose Central City as the heart of their operation. Let's get into it. Hey Scott, thank you so much for joining us today on Midwest Microbrew. It's a real pleasure to have you on.
Well, thanks for
To
having me.
start off, I was thinking maybe it would be good if you just introduce yourself for the audience and tell them a little bit about what you do.
Sure. My name is Scott Whitson. I live here in Central City, Iowa. Was born here, grew up here, moved away a little bit. Did X-ray school, moved to Arizona, moved back when wife got into grad school, and I was in healthcare for quite a few years, and until recently, healthcare administration was my last gig, and now I own, run, and brew all the beer for a brewery.
Wow, that's quite a unique story there.
Yeah, well, we got some good stories here,
Yeah, absolutely. What made you want to switch from healthcare into brewing?
So we did this. I did this with two of my neighbors slash buddies. BIT is the name of our brewery. BIT. It stands for Best in Three, because there's three of us owners to start. We're not very complicated guys. So we used to brew beer together we started brewing together in Jason's garage. Jeff and I were coaching t-ball. All of our kids. Our youngest kid is in the same grade. And
Wow.
so Jeff and I were coaching t-ball together, and he's like, "Hey, my neighbor and I are going to start brewing beer in his garage. You wanna?" I'm like, "Well, I used to brew wine when I was younger, but I stopped when the kids got old enough to use their own bathtub. So I quit brewing wine, and so I just started. I'm like, well, I like drinking beer,
Yeah.
so sure, let's go brew some beer. So we started brewing all grain in Jason's garage. That was like 8 or 10 years ago. And then I started brewing beer in my garage and then other people's garages. And I started brewing beer with other buddies. And Jeff and Jason kind of created a monster. So then we opened, um, we started the business plan in 2019 when a building came available here in Central City, and we kind of expedited it. So we started the business plan in like March of 2019, and then by late August, early September, we were doing destruction here in this old building in Central City, and yeah, that's kind of how it got started.
Wow, that's really cool. That's a great story. It's what I've noticed after doing a lot of these interviews is like all the great breweries just have kind of it starts off as a weird passion project, and a lot of the brewers are they come from different backgrounds that aren't necessarily in brewing, but they just find that they love, making it and love drinking it. So,
Jason, he's a vocal teacher here at the school in
mhm.
Central City. Jeff is a dental assistant in Cedar Rapids, which is the big city close to our small town. So yeah, we've got kind of some weird backgrounds, but bottom line is we all like drinking and making beer, so
Yeah,
it worked.
that works out. All right, I told you no trick questions. This one is a little bit tricky. If you were to just because you have to pare it down so much, if you were to describe your brewery in one sentence to someone who's never been there, how would you do that?
Um,
You can take two if you want.
I'd say we are just a micro brewery in one of the oldest buildings in Central City, and we have a restaurant that focuses on wood-fired brick oven pizzas.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, beer and pizza. The only thing better is steak and beer, but we didn't want to open a steak restaurant.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with either one of those.
Yeah.
But so you guys have been around for a few years now. Do you have like a lot of regulars that come in, a lot of familiar faces?
Yep, we have a pretty good following. So Central City itself is, I mean, it's like I think population is like 1,385 if you count some house pets.
Mhm.
But we're only like 15 minutes from Marion, 20 minutes from Cedar Rapids, 23 minutes from Cedar Rapids. Um, but we do get quite a few people. I mean, we got some pretty good regulars. Our mug club, we run a mug club, and right now we're sitting at about 142, I think, mug club
Wow.
members. So the deal with our mug club is you get a 20-ounce mug. One, it's a yearly fee, right? It's like
Mhm.
$130 for a year. You get a 20-ounce mug, um, with a personalized mug. You get a free beer a month, a free beer on your birthday, and 10% off merchandise.
Hmm.
So with the 20-ounce mug, you're drinking out of a 20-ounce mug instead of a 13-ounce tulip or a 16-ounce pub glass. So you get
Yeah.
more beer for the same price as everybody else. Plus, you get free beer a month, free beer on your birthday. And then we do a mug club appreciation night. We're averaging about one a quarter.
Mhm.
We do them more in the winter, like just because it's not as busy and people are, they need shit to do, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so we do more in the winter, but average wise, I think we're doing about four of those mug clubs a year. Mug club appreciation nights, which those just entail if you're a mug club member and you show up, it's usually a 2-hour event. You show up, you get a token for a free beer. You don't have to use it that night if you don't want to, but you can. Every beer you buy, you get a raffle ticket. At the end of the 2 hours, I raffle off a bunch of BIT merchandise, and it can be anything from hats, T-shirts, koozies, mouse, uh, what are those mouse pad things? I just random stuff,
Yeah.
socks, beer. We do beer.
Of
Uh,
course.
yeah, so anyway, it's kind of a fun event. But that I think helps us. We got a pretty decent loyalty program with that, so it helps, especially
Yeah.
in the winter months when it's not as busy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that sounds like a great program, especially for regulars. Like when a brewery has a lot of familiar faces or a program like that, and you got loyalists, that's a great sign that you guys are doing things right. That's
I'm excited about it. We started the first year we started out with 50, and we
Mhm.
capped it at 50. And the second year we had enough to do 75, and by the third year I was capping it at 100. And then fourth year, it's like, you know what? If you want one, just do it. And now we're up to like 142 or something like that. So it is kind of cool how it's progressed over the years. And we continue to, we lose, you know, 10 to 10 to 20 a year, but we gain,
Yeah.
15 to 25
Yeah.
ish a year. So it's pretty cool. But one other loyalty thing, which is even better for us, we do what we call it a bit membership,
Hmm.
and we do a spoof off of bit, which bit, best in three.
Yeah.
Um, but we do a spoof off it called Brewer in Training. So what that is it's a you pay a nominal fee. I think it's like $3.99. You get to determine what beer we brew as far as a style. You tell me what you like about the style, your favorite characteristics. I come up with a recipe. The bit member actually comes and brews with me
Hmm.
during brew day. We brew their beer.
Yeah.
Um, they can come back and help me um, flavor it, package it, depending on what it's all going involved with it. And then we let them release it whenever they want. So, but we have this set up ahead of time, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of people do it on an anniversary, birthday, different stuff like that. But we release it on a day that they want. They tell their friends and family. They can name the beer within reason. I have the final say on that, but they name the beer and then they have a big party. The first beer they get a pour off the tap into their mug because Mug Club is part of the BIT membership.
Hmm.
They pour the first beer off the tap into their mug. We toast it. They taste it. Then we party.
Wow. Oh, that sounds awesome. That's
Yeah.
super unique. I haven't heard of another brewery doing something like that.
Neither had
Sounds.
we. That's why we thought it'd be kind of cool because, I mean, as home brewers, we thought that was awesome going to breweries and
Yeah.
touring them. And man, if you could brew a beer with, we were like, yeah, if you could brew a beer with them, that'd be awesome. Well,
Yeah.
we made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
No, that's great. I love hearing that. I mean, our audience will love that too.
It
Um,
uh, it
yeah.
gives
Go ahead.
me different ideas because sometimes you get stuck, right? Motivation comes in different forms, right?
Mhm.
Um, Food gives me motivation to think of beer recipes. Reading, definitely tasting, right? Research and development's a big part of my job.
Hmm.
So sounds a lot better than Scott has a drinking problem. So inspiration comes in many forms, and with these bit members, they come up with beers that I never would have thought about brewing. Um, a rye brown. I don't like rye beer, so I had never a rye honey brown. I had a cucumber cream ale. Never would have thought of that. But Allison brought one in from somewhere out on the west, Wyoming or something. It was a cucumber cream ale that she's like, "Here, taste this." I taste. I was like, "Hey, this is not terrible. This
Yeah,
is good." Um, so they give me these ideas that I have to come up with a recipe to hit what they are thinking in their head, and
yeah,
it's pretty fun.
yeah. Well, that sounds
Kind
like
of
a great way to
challenging.
keep an open mind too. That's awesome.
It lets me try stuff that I wouldn't necessarily have done by myself. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, for that reason alone, it's a great program. But I mean, it sounds like it's a great idea for the community and people and stuff too.
It's kind of fun. The releases can be pretty big.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. So you guys are pretty big on just like stirring your community and all that. Do you have any like events that you're participating in as well?
Um, I mean, yeah, all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I just got a message from the school's PTA program. They last year they want to do it again this year, but last year they came in and they were like guest bartenders,
Mhm.
and all the tips went to the PTA program for buying stuff for the school.
Oh, cool.
They left a tip jar out. That was kind of a fun event. We did the same thing with the Community Cancer Center in Cedar Rapids.
Hmm.
Um, one of my neighbors works for the Community Cancer Center in Cedar Rapids, and she's like, "Hey, do you ever do guest part-time?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And we did it for them, and it turned out pretty well. I don't know. We have different stuff all the time. I Those are the two that just came to mind because she
Yeah.
literally just messaged me this morning
Oh,
asking
that sounds great.
if we wanted to do it again. I'm like, "You bet. Just say when."
Yeah. Oh, no, that sounds great. I mean, that's a great way to be involved in the community on top of all the fun programs and stuff you got. So,
Yeah, Holiday on Main is cool. We have our Christmas thing, Holiday on Main, and they have Santa at the Civic Center here in
mhm.
town. They close downtown square. It's a great event. I come up with a specialty beer for the event. We have a car show we're doing once a year in September. Wicked Creations Car Club puts on a car show. I mean, last year I think we had over 200 cars. We had
Wow.
to we closed down like 4 blocks or 6 blocks downtown. They had a
Mhm.
burnout competition. I
Oh,
made a beer for the event. I mean, that was cool. But we
yeah.
just try to do as many of those little different things as possible just to, I mean, get people engaged.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, gets us in there and we like to have fun.
Absolutely. Plus, you're also showing up at like the Coralville event and all that too. That's
Yeah.
how I got to try some of your beer and all that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Burfest was fun. We
Absolutely.
we do usually about one a month.
Hmm.
We don't, I think usually like March, April, we don't have anything, but May, June, July, August, we usually do at least one or two a month. And
Yeah.
then we do Burfest. We did Dubuque on Ice
Yep.
last month. The Iowa Craft Beer Bash in June in Des Moines is always a good big one.
Hmm.
Um, Millstream has one in Amana, Iowa. That one is, I think, the first week of October. It's one of my favorite ones to go to.
Huh.
I love root beer,
Yeah.
and Millstream does good root beer, and they're always great people. Stu and um, oh shit, I just blanked on his name. You're gonna have to cut that one out. I can't remember his name. They're great people.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I've been meaning to go to some more events like that and stuff too. So I've been trying to do about one a month as well. It's a good time. So it helps you give me the list like that.
There's a lot, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I've been finding out.
Yeah,
Plenty of options. So kind of getting into some of like the practical information.
yeah.
Um, like for the size of the brewery and the restaurant, is there a policy on large groups or private events, stuff like that?
I mean, our policies are kind of vague. I mean, we ask just that people contact us if they're looking to do something, you know.
Hmm.
We usually can accommodate up to 10 people pretty easy. We got a
Yeah.
couple of big tables over there. If they show up, we can accommodate them. But you know, if it's going to be more than like 10 people, I just say, hey, give us a call, let us know you're coming. That way I can make sure I have enough staff.
Yeah.
Because I can usually, you know, we can usually handle it depending on the day, but you know, we scale up and scale down staffing based on what's going on that day.
Yeah.
Like today, we have a bit member release. It's also his 40th birthday. He brewed a beer with me 2 years ago and released it, and then we brewed a beer last year on this day,
Hmm.
his birthday, and we had it in a barrel for like 11 months. So he's releasing that beer today, and
Awesome.
the last release he had filled the place. So tonight is going to probably be a stupid busy Friday.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, I tell people just talk to me. You know, if it's not a busy night, like a scheduled busy night, sometimes I don't even charge people to like use the space.
Yeah.
Uh, if it's a busier night for us and we have to kind of reserve spots, I might ask for like a food and beverage minimum
Yeah.
based on the number of people, and I try to make it pretty palatable. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not looking to get rich off this gig because you know you don't. I don't know if anybody ever told you, but you own a brewery, you're not going to get rich. Uh,
Passion thing. Yeah.
yeah, really. But we've done baby showers, we've done birthday parties for kids,
Awesome.
adults. We did a wedding rehearsal. We did uh, God, I mean, we do class reunions. I love the class reunions, especially if they're Central City. But we do class reunions around some of the surrounding towns. We'll bring their people in here too. Most of the time, it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty palatable. If people just talk to me, it's like, well, if we don't have entertainment that night and they want entertainment, you know, we talk about, well, do you want to help pay for it? How many people are you bringing? You know, we have to just, that's about it. Just
Yeah.
contact me and we'll figure something.
Yeah. Try not to launch like a huge surprise on it might overwhelm you. Yeah.
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 I just
That's
like to
awesome.
have enough staff
Right.
is the big thing.
Yeah. Got to make sure that they're able to even serve you if you're going to bring a massive group unannounced like that.
Yes, sir.
That makes total sense. And you kind of answered one of the other questions I was about to ask, which was like, how family friendly is your space? But if you're having, uh-oh,
Who's
what happened to
that?
my camera?
Is that you?
Yeah, at one point it looks professional. I don't know what happened to my camera there. It did that on its own.
Yeah, technology is great.
Yeah, it's like apparently my computer's seen enough of me.
Nope.
It's like you're done. Well, I'm glad it didn't like completely end the call or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
that
done
would
that
suck.
before to me. But yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, I was talking
totally
about
family friendly.
family friendly. You guys are having kids' birthday parties and seems like a pretty good space for families to show up then.
Yeah. Yep. We've got a lot of good people around Central City that, you know, it seems to be their first thought of, hey, we want to do this.
Hmm.
We're having a retirement party tomorrow night for Denise. Um, Denise Ingen from town. I went to school with her brother. I've known her all my life. She wanted to have a retirement party. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Denise's retirement party.
Hmm.
Denise actually, um, she came up to me one time at the bar. She sits typically, sitting at the bar, but she typically sits right beside me here at the bar. You know, she kind of has her favorite seat.
Hmm.
She comes in one time and she's a mug club member. She comes in typically once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe. Has a couple of beers. She goes, you know, since you guys opened, I've always wanted to have a pajama party at your place. And I go, really? I said, well, tell me a little bit more. What's that look like? She goes, oh, I don't know. Just, you know, we advertise it as a pajama party and people can wear their pajamas and we can play games and we drink beer and have pizza. And she's like, yeah, it could be, we could start at like 3 o'clock on a Sunday. So we did it the first time last year. And I said, well, Denise, I said, do you want your own beer for this event? And I said, well, when should we do it? And she said, oh, you know, this Sunday or this Sunday would be great. And I said, okay, this Sunday is fine. I said, I have a beer downstairs in a fermenter that I don't have a name for yet. And it's a stout, which Denise likes stouts.
Hmm.
I go, "Do you want to come taste it and see what you think?" And she did, and we went to the fermenter and we drank it. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's a great stout." And I go, "You know what? I think this is going to be called Denise's Pajama Party Stout."
Wow.
So we just named it that. Had Denise's pajama party like I don't know a month later, and then we just did it again this last December or January. I can't remember when we did it again, but yeah, that's how it started.
Wow. That's super fun. What a great name for a beer as well.
Yeah, yeah. The picture that my buddy Ryan created for it was pretty funny. Um, yeah, it's a good stout. Good stout.
That sounds great. That actually kind of leads me into my next set of questions, which I was going to start asking about the beers that you guys have. Um, and that one sounds pretty unique. Do you have any like what would you say is your most unique or kind of like funny story behind a beer that you have?
Well, I mean, I've got quite a few stories behind beers, and we
Hmm.
could spend all day talking about that. But I would say to your first piece of your question, the most unique ones. Well, I do a jalapeno cider,
Hmm.
and just the plain apple cider with jalapeno. We called uh, Jose. Uh, I'm drawing a blank. Jose Appleseed, right?
Okay.
That's just plain apple juice base, jalapenos. It's nice. It's appley. It's got a little bit of a jalapeno. Well, it's got a lot of jalapeno on the nose. You get a a little sweet, and then finishes with a little jalapeno with just a little bit of heat, not much at all.
Hmm.
And that's the one that's probably surprised the most people. But Jose Appleseed is the base, and then from there, I had different flavorings. Right now, we have cranberry Jose on tap,
Oh
so it's
yeah.
a cranberry jalapeno cider.
Wow.
The next one is lemon, which I haven't come up with a name for that one yet, but that's the next one. We've
Yeah.
done orange, we've done pineapple. I mean, there's been a lot of different
Yeah.
flavors that we pair with the jalapeno, and um, I kind of was going for like a candied jalapeno,
Hmm.
not quite as sweet, because with my ciders, I don't like them super sweet, and I don't like them super dry.
Yeah.
I like to ride the line a little bit. But kind of like a candied jalapeno is what I'm going for. And that one goes, it's probably one of our best selling beers slash ciders that we have.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great. Yeah, jalapeno is actually a really good flavor for that kind of stuff. I haven't ever had anything with lemon in it. That I bet that would be good though.
Yeah, no, I was sitting here doing some work. My bartender Nate that day was Nate's great kid, works Wednesdays, Thursdays quite a bit. Started doing some music gigs here. Um, he hosted my jalapeno or my hot pepper eating contest this last fall. Great kid. But anyway, we're sitting here and he's getting things ready, and I'm like, "Hey Nate, I got a Jose downstairs. I need a flavor. What haven't I done yet?" And he goes, "Lemon, deal." I
Just
got
like
some
that.
lemon. Yep, that's how it happens. I got some lemons coming.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be unique. Like I said, I haven't had anything like that before, and I've tried a lot of different ciders, so I
The
would love to try that one.
the
Um,
orange was
oh,
surprisingly delicious.
yeah.
Um, One of my buddies, Dave, he's a Mug Club member. His brother works in Cedar Rapids. He's like, "Have Scott make an orange jalapeno for me." So I did, and by God, it turned out really good. It's kind of like a jalapeno tang
Huh.
almost. If you remember what tang,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
astronaut
Like the
drink.
little stuff that you squirt into the water and it makes it orange flip. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was absolutely delicious. And you know, every one of them, it's like I try a new flavor, and I'm like, "Oh, geez, I think this is my new favorite." I say it every batch.
Yeah. Well,
It's
everything
weird.
pairs well with jalapeno, apparently.
I guess so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that tank stuff, that's funny you mentioned that. Why is this happening again?
I don't know, but that's a good picture.
Thanks. I got the ginger beard in that photo. Sometimes you catch the right light, it just it
Yeah,
turns
trust
orange
me.
for whatever reason.
This used to be kind of a ginger beard.
What is going on? I wonder if it's my connection or something. Can you still hear me when that happens?
Yep, and it says the meeting is still being recorded. So yeah,
Okay. All
I
right.
can hear
Well,
you. But clearly I can't see you.
as long as oh, now I'm totally frozen.
Oh boy, I see your picture, but it's all good.
What
Can
the?
you hear me?
I can hear you, but I see that I am frozen.
Yes.
This is so weird.
Technology is great, isn't it?
Yeah, picked a time to mess with me, that's for sure. All right. Well, I mean, as long as you can hear me, I guess I don't look too ugly in that freeze shot. So,
You're not picking your nose or anything, so
yeah,
that's cool.
didn't pick too bad of a time to freeze. I guess we'll just keep going.
All
See
right.
what we're doing.
So what I would say is we don't like have house beers per se, but I do keep styles on tap all the time. We've got a couple of beers that I'm making more often than other beers. So like I have DFW, it's American Light Lager. I named it after my brother Danny. Um, his middle initial is actually J for Joseph. His friends call him DFW. I'll let you kind of figure that out. But um, I do an American Light Lager for him, and then Black Betty is a stout that we had been doing since we were home brewers,
Hmm.
and it's just a decent American stout. You know, it's when you think of a stout flavor, a little roast, a little chocolate, kind of a nice mouthfeel. That's what it is. Nothing's fancy. I'm doing variants off of Black Betty. So I've had Hot Betty, which was a barrel aged uh, American Stout Betty. I just amped up the ABV a little bit and threw it in a barrel. I've had Sour Betty, where we soured a batch and it kind of was like a Flanders almost flavor profile. So that was pretty tasty. I've got Betty's Black Banana in a fermenter right now. I'm just waiting for a little bit more flavor to come through. Um, it's a chocolate banana American stout, and then we'll have Vanilla Betty coming up here pretty soon too, which is just a vanilla American stout. So I do variants off of that one, but what I mean by we do styles is I always have usually a couple of ciders, couple of sours, a couple of IPAs, couple of lighter beers, light lager, blondes, pale ale, cream ale, maybe a wheat. I usually have a couple of middle of the road beers, so that could be like a flavored wheat, um, a Belgian brown, amber, that kind of profile or that niche. And then I usually have at least a couple of stouts at any given time. So the thing with us is we're small and I get bored. So I like to make different stuff a lot. So the incidence of you coming like, in 2 months or 3 months and when I have the same beer on tap is negligible.
Hmm.
Um, I'm rotating beers all the time.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things that we hear from people, as well as that's what we liked when we went to breweries is, what's new? And we could try new stuff.
right,
Uh, it's frustrating when you go to a brewery and they have the same house beers and they don't have anything new. I'm like, yeah, okay, next.
right.
Um, I like to try new stuff. So that's what we do.
Yeah. Well, that makes total sense. You can get creative with it. I know that I mean that's probably a big part of why, you get so many regulars is just they're excited to come back and try something every time.
I hear that quite often.
Yeah. I mean that's
So,
something that I appreciate about a good brewery, so for sure. What would you say is your most popular beer?
um, I mean, it just kind of goes in spurts. I would say, I do this New England IPA series. I call it just the bit, and
Hmm.
then it's just the bit crystal or mosaic or whatever hop. So I do for me, one batch is 2 barrel, right? So that's about 62 gallons. I split that batch in half and I do one batch gets, or half of a batch gets one hop. The second batch gets another hop, individual hops, right?
Hmm.
So same New England IPA base, just the only thing I'm changing is the hop. So people can appreciate, oh, this is what crystal hops bring to the table. This is what mosaic, all these different hops. So the next batch, I do another individual hop. So I do 3 separate hops in 3 individual batches. And then the fourth batch, I do all 3 hops in combination. And so it's allowing me to not only give people an idea of what the individual hops bring to the party, but it's like, okay, so these hops, these three hops together gives me this. And it's kind of cool. But I'd say just the bit series, the New England IPAs, they're selling really well. Um, I've got Crab Yabby on right now, a Belgian. This one's sitting at about 7.6%, a little bit on the sweet side. So you kind of think Blonde Fatale, but maybe
Mhm.
just a little sweeter, and not quite as much alcohol. And that one has been selling like hotcakes. But at any given time, it just kind of depends on what's on tap. Some beers go really fast, and I'll bring them back. Um, Other beers, I might not.
Yeah. Well, that's a good answer. Sounds
Thanks.
pretty creative.
I do what I can.
Um, for someone who's new to the world of craft beer, if they came to your brewery, which one would you recommend as like a good introduction?
Well, I always ask them what they like,
Hmm.
right? Do you like sweet beer? Do you like fruity beer? Do you like dry beer? Do you like roasty beer? Kind of get an idea of where their headspace is before I try to make a recommendation. If they come in and say, I just drink Busch Light, well, then I usually give them my American Light Lager. Kind of has a similar favorite profile as like a Miller Ultra or a
Hmm.
Michelob Ultra, Michelob,
Yeah.
an Ultra.
Yeah.
Just very light, kind of like beer flavored water. It's a good seller, right? Because it's a light beer.
Hmm.
Um, if they say they don't necessarily like the taste of beer, then I usually steer them toward a sour or a cider.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it really just kind of depends on what they tell me they kind of do or do not like, and then I
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah. So, I mean, sounds like you got a little something for everyone there, and then you're just able to kind of cater it their way. So,
I try, I really try, because as long as somebody can find at least one of my beers on tap that they like, I'm happy. That's why we have the selection,
yeah.
because not everybody likes every beer.
Right. Yeah. It's good I mean, you got a wide range. You can include a lot of people. That's a good quality.
I do what I can.
All right. So this one's another kind of a thinker of a question. What's something that people don't know about your brewery before they get there that would be a fun thing for them to learn, or something that they don't know but maybe should know?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. We're not very complicated guys. We're pretty transparent. Um, I don't really have anything. Jeez, I can't think of anything. I mean, yeah, we're not that complicated.
Yeah. Well, even that is something to something they should be aware of. Come for a nice, non-complicated time. Have a good
Yeah.
time there.
I mean, we're old guys and we like beer and we make pizza. It's really good pizza. Um, we do soup sometimes in the winter. Um, yeah, you can pretty much just come hang out if you want to tour. If Jason or I are not busy, we usually take people on tours downstairs,
Cool.
because that's the thing is, we brew everything on site,
Hmm.
but I brew in the basement.
Gotcha.
So um, it was a little dungeon-ish when we got here, but we have since poured a floor, pretty much renovated it. It is not the same space, but yeah, we brew everything right downstairs, right under where everybody's sitting in the tap room.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome. It helps when it's brewed right on site like that. You get the directly to the customer.
That's right. That's right. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that people don't really realize when they're here. They're like, "Well, where do you brew?" And I point to the floor and I say, "Well, right down there." Uh, so there you go.
Awesome. Um, how would you describe the Central City and I guess surrounding areas since Central City is a little bit smaller? How would you describe the craft beer scene around there?
I'd say it's pretty decent. Our local store just changed hands 2 years ago. They've got a pretty good selection of craft beer. I do put some out there once in a while, but I haven't been able to keep up on demand just because I didn't have a canning line at all. I was doing one can at a time with an October Seamer, so it was taking me about 2 hours to do 5 cases of beer. I just purchased a canning line last month, and it should be operational by March. So my plan is to have more cans available for the local grocery store, which has a lot of selection. It's a great little store. The golf course here in Central City, a little 9-hole golf course. Um, I would say the craft beer scene is pretty good around here. I'd say it's gotten better, or more prevalent,
Mhm.
maybe is a better word, since we opened up. Um, you get a lot of people that are like, they like to ask questions about brewing beer because they want to, or they started, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of fun. I
Yeah,
dig it. We get a lot of people in here in the summer from the campground, the Wapsipinicon campground.
yeah,
Uh, they just added on a whole nother wing with some additional cabins, and before that they were bringing in about 50,000 people a year to the campground.
yeah,
Now I'm not sure what the estimations are, but um, Lynn County Fair, we've done a craft beer tent with our beer here at the Lynn County Fair the last 2 years, and that just keeps getting better. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty decent.
yeah. That sounds awesome. That Wapsinicon area is really pretty too. Is that how you pronounce it? I've been
Wapsipinicon.
Wapsipinicon. I've
Yep.
been there a couple times with my wife, and I never really knew how to pronounce it.
It's an awesome park. Aaron is the park ranger. He's been here for a few years now, and I mean, he's doing a great job with the park. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great thing to have next to you.
Yeah. I mean, it only helps us out because people can walk here from the park. We got a
Yeah,
trail that connects us. It's less than 2 miles
yeah.
on the trail.
People are walking down that trail anyway. They might as well pay you guys a visit.
Yeah, exactly.
Good way to make the day even better.
Yes, sir. We get a lot of campers in the summer. Actually, that's kind of how I mean, we've got some pretty good loyalty just from that.
Yeah,
They started camping, they started coming here. Now, when camping season's not happening, they're still coming here in the winter.
yeah.
So it's been a good thing.
Cool. All right. So to get into a few of the closing questions here, he's kind of a bigger version of one of the questions I asked earlier. If someone could only try three things at your brewery, whether that's the pizza, the beer, what would you recommend?
Well, again, I would kind of say, what do you like?
Right.
But I would say, you have to try at least a flight. We do flights of 3 or 6. We charge individual 5-ounce glasses, but our flight boards hold 3 or 6. So I'd say you have to have a flight. You have to
Hmm.
try a pizza, and you might want to try an appetizer. We do potato skins, like loaded tater tots, which who
Oh, I
doesn't
love
love
that.
tots? Yeah, I mean, I'm 50, 54, 53, something like that. And I still love tater tots.
Yeah.
Um, we do soups in the winter. We do mac and cheese. So we do have some appetizers. So I'd say, start out with a flight. You're probably going to have at least 2 flights. Have an appetizer and a pizza.
Yeah.
And if you have room, try dessert. We have local cheesecakes from Sweetopia here in town. She does a phenomenal job. And then we make dessert pizzas, like an apple. It just kind of depends, but we do a Nutella pizza that kind of tastes like a s'mores.
Oh, really?
Uh, and then we have right now we have an apple crisp pizza. Kind of tastes like apple crisp. It's
Yeah.
use a dessert dough, and it's kind of fun.
Oh, that's great. I haven't had apple crisp pizza in so long, but I remember they used to serve it at Cece's, but then the Cece's around us went out of business. It
Oh,
was,
that's a bummer.
yeah, but no, I mean that sounds like a great time, especially with the tater tots. That's such a good pair for beer.
Oh, I tell you what, sometimes I just get tater tots. They fill me up.
Yeah, yeah, can't go wrong with that. What's
Amen.
the best way for people to stay connected with what you're doing?
Well, the website is bitbrew3.com. We try to keep everything up to date on there. When we tap new beers, I mean, our beer menu is always updated, our food menu is updated there. And then, Facebook is always a good spot, right?
Hmm.
We try to put everything online when we tap new beers, have new pizzas, because we usually tap a new beer every 2 to 3 weeks. We have something different. with beer, and then pizzas. I'd say at least a new pizza every month ish, 3 to 4 weeks. We have a new pizza. Like right now, Jason's doing a Super Bowl competition.
Yeah.
So he's got a Seattle pizza and he's got a New England pizza. Um, I can't remember which one is which because I don't pay attention to that football stuff. But um, the one is like a teriyaki chicken pizza, and the other one is a baked beans and salami pizza. So we see, people vote which one they feel is the best pizza, and then we post the results Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like a
Yeah,
great time too. So you guys are
that's
keeping
fun.
it fresh with the pizza and the beer.
Yes, sir. We try. Jason comes up with a lot of new pizzas. Every once in a while, I'll throw one in there, but by and large, Jason does most of the new pizzas. Yeah, and I do new beers all the time.
That's awesome. Any final thoughts or messages for people who might be considering a visit?
No, just come on in, check it out. We got some pictures from the late 1800s of this building. We've got some pictures of the early 1900s of this building. It's an old building. We renovated it. Still kind of looks old. Got the old fire door still here. I mean, just kind of some cool old shit.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
Oh, I love that history stuff. That's always fun to look at.
We like old stuff because we're old, and we like the old kind of not quite industrial, but we do. You look around, you're going to see bits of things in three all over the place. Three instruments here, three instruments here. You'll notice, I've got an old 1940s aluminum semi trailer siding for my kick plate on my bar. We've
Hmm.
got old barn beams as trim on the barn or on the
Cool.
bar. I've got some wainscot here from my buddy's barn that I grew up in. We used to milk cows in their barn. Sold some of their siding off of it for wainscoting. We took the plaster off the brick wall here and exposed the brick. I mean, just old building. We think it's cool. We recycle, repurpose as much as we can, and we just like to have fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a great atmosphere. All right. Well,
It
thank you
doesn't
so much,
suck.
Scott. Oh, sorry, what were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's all good. I say it doesn't suck.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Probably is better than that. But yeah, thank you so much for your time today, Scott. I had a great time interviewing and learning more about BIT Brewery. Sorry about my tech issues, but glad
Shit
we still
happens.
got to have it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Henry.
Of
Nice
course.
meeting you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for today. Be sure to check out some of our other exclusive interviews with the people from the best breweries in the Midwest. Bye now.